Well, just 3 weeks into a 5-year term, Nicolas Sarkozy may have been celebrating his release from prison earlier this month pending his appeal, but his legal troubles and reputational blows are far from over. That's because France's top court has just upheld a lower court sentence of 1 year in prison for the illegal campaign financing of his reelection bid in 2012. So this case, which was referred to as Bygmalion here in France, is separate from the one that saw him landed in prison, late last month. But both of them, of course, are indeed linked to campaign financing. For more on this, our international affairs editor Shirli Sitbon joins me now on set. Hi, Shirli.
Hello.
So, what is Nicolas Sarkozy accused of in this separate case, the Bygmalion case?
Yes, now he's accused again of illegal campaign financing, and so this time it's the second time that he's convicted, that the whole process has come to its end. He's being prosecuted in several cases, and he lost the first trial in this Bygmalion case, his appeal, and now the top court has also overruled his latest appeal. He's accused of, illegal financing during his 2012 campaign, not the one we talked about a few weeks ago, 2007. This time, his team did all the wrongdoing. He says he wasn't aware of it. So what did his team do? You know that in France, the candidate for a presidential election can spend a maximum amount of 22.5 million euros. But his team spent twice that much. So they tried to hide this fact by using a system of fake billings. The party said that it organized various events not related at all to the presidential campaign for a sum of 20 million euros. All fake events never happened, but they had all these billings just to show the authorities, the election authorities, examining his campaign funding. So in the end, this was all uncovered. All the people involved, most of them have recognized the facts very quickly. But Nicolas Sarkozy has always said he was not aware of it. He was just a candidate, and he had no knowledge of the financing and everyday organization. Now, the courts ruled that he was convicted of this because he was the candidate. He was the spiritual head of the party. He should have known. He was the one also responsible. But he took this to the top court because the top court doesn't just examine all the facts. It looks at all the legal procedure, if the procedures violated the law or not. And he brought several elements, for example, saying that there's no proof that he did something directly, and the election code says that nobody could be held responsible for somebody else's wrongdoings. But all of his arguments were brushed aside by the court. We'll know the details, and I imagine later today.
Shirli Sitbon. But before we move on, this case is, of course, linked to a different election campaign than the Libyan financing case, as you said, but there is still that connection between the two. So what is the link? And then in a wider sense, why is this case in particular so important to Sarkozy?
Because all of these cases are linked, even though they're different events. We heard the judges in the Libyan case telling Nicolas Sarkozy himself and everyone in court that they were particularly tough on him because he had already been convicted. If he had no criminal record, no prior conviction, they could have been more mild. But the fact that he had already done something similar and acted in this way, this made them tougher, and they did not give him the benefit of the doubt because of that. So he hoped that this case would basically be not a definitive conviction, which would help him in his next cases. In March, he'll be tried again in an appeals case in the Libyan financing. And there's another case later on about pressuring a witness in the Libyan case. So yes, other trials ahead for Nicolas Sarkozy. He hoped to lower the sentencing, and, it didn't work out this time.
Shirli Sitbon, thank you very much.